Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. Yes, I know the event video isn't up, it'll be up soon after this stream. Or by soon after, probably a few hours or so. Had some other things I needed to take care of today, so unfortunately didn't have time to get it done before the stream. And it was starting to get so close by the time the stream time came that I just figured I roll it after the fact. But anyways, with that being said, that probably means we should be doing some of that now. One of the main ones being, we have the new legendary, the human legend of course, the one that gives 15% bonus. It is now possible, I believe, to 14-star White Helm. So yeah, we need to go do that. Unfortunately, there's only one good method to go do that, so rip event keys. We need to go open a lot of them, like a ridiculous amount. I need to get 6 copies of the new legendary, or we could actually, alternatively, I guess we could use one and just use an Orb of Ascension on it. The only problem with that is we'll need to go buy a bunch of angry mobs if we do it that way. We'll see. We'll see how many we get in 50. Hopefully at least one. If it's multiple, I might consider just event keying it. Oh, it's gonna be like this. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like that. Probably open like a... There it is, finally. Oh, first one! We should just opened one key. Okay, well, we did end up getting it there. I guess we'll just orb it. I don't know if we'll have anything in the near future that we'll need a lot of event keys for. What if we get over 2,000, we'll start to just dump them like crazy and not use orbs. So there's that, trying to sell it. Oh, it even has a little light coming from the top. But no, those things are a waste. Don't do that. But anyways, let's go and double check all the upgrades, get everything upgraded, and go from there. So first things first, how close is the human mob ascension-wise? So we still need more copies of it. We specifically need 6, 7 more copies we need, so let's go do that. 6 would be exactly, but we need to have 1 extra so we can actually use it. Might even need a few extra, so let's buy like 8, 9, I don't know. Let's see, 1, 2, if nothing else we're getting brown reds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's how many we need exactly, but let's get an 8th just in case we feel like running 2. I don't think you will ever need more than 2 on a single team. And then we can go get those 2 upgraded. So let's go max ascend that one. Go and level it to max. Get it fully traded, do the exact thing to the other one, and then we should shoot from 12-star to 14-star. So let's go get the new legendary. Let's see, where is the new legendary? There it is, upgrade. Let's use 1 Orb of Ascension. That is not an Orb of Ascension. Where are they? Orbs, blue orb. Get that to Mythic so we don't have to waste a bunch of keys. Get it fully traded if I can click on the right button. Yeah, it's interesting. Other than its half mana start to all humans, it does have a spell reduction. Very few things currently have that at the moment. Let's go do this to 19. And then go use a small green orb for the last one, just so we get the free 1,000 soul save. Because why not? We have them, might as well save souls with them. And there we go. Okay. So that's that. Oh, wait! There's one other problem. Though I think we might have it without it. Okay, good. We do have 14 power without it. There's actually one more troop I could go and upgrade. I wonder if it's needed for 15. Let me double check. What's the current kingdom upgrade-ness? No, it's not yet possible. You would need 2 White Helm pets, which don't exist. There's only 1 White Helm pet, apparently. And we would need... Well, this you can actually go up to 23. You can't do 24, though. There's a 23rd troop that could be max in that regard. But, yeah, there we go. 14 stars. Highest starred kingdom. First kingdom to reach 14 stars. That is a lot of power level that we can end up utilizing for stuff. Oh, and power level 15 is even relevant. It's just 1,000 gold per day. That's pretty trivial. Then again, I guess the extra tribute is too, but at least that can earn you gems. I guess technically 1,000 gold could. You can open 3 gold keys with that. And those 3 gold keys could potentially drop you gems. Very unlikely though. But, yeah, there we go. Highest starred kingdom in the game. And now we have 2 shiny new troops. Both of them are kind of average for the most part. I haven't really gotten the chance to test either extensively, or barely at all. I have built some teams for it. Still need to go build more though. I didn't have her yet, so let me go and actually put her into the team. I keep forgetting her name. I need to go remember that for the video later. Let's just go to White Helm. All the many troops in White Helm now. Oh, I still have it set to only human category, but that's fine. Because that's exactly what we need. Okay, there we go. Human Tesla. a Tapon, a Holy Saint Astra, and double Tesla, which does count as human. So, yeah, let's see what this could do. Basically, Tapon is a double Tesla, and to win, assuming they don't have barrier, we auto-win. He has barrier, though. Can we find a no barrier? And he has barrier. Does someone not have barrier? There we go. That's dragons. They don't have barrier. It does only specifically work if they have no revive and no barrier. I guess technically it does have a revive, but we can just do a third cast. So ideally, we just have brown to red immediately, double cast, dead, and that is basically the whole premise of this team, but that doesn't appear to be the board right now, so we can't go for that yet. We do have a buff. Unfortunately, with this buff, it doesn't have any board control, so we can't keep it on our turn. So that makes it a little bit less desirable. Doesn't look like we can get any kind of extra turn, so we might as well just swipe the mana, since taking it in any other way won't really get us too far. Get the second Tesla up. That is already pretty much full, due to how much mana it starts with. And then we just double cast Tesla if he would stop destroying our armor. Actually, you know what? I think it might destroy the armor enough that we can't double kill him now. No! You ruined the plan. This can also do an armor buff if we needed to, but that's not going to be... That's no. Let's try that again. That is a lot of conditions that we need, though. We need them not to have barrier, we need them not to have a revive, and we need a good board at the start. And that is also not a good board at the start. And we're frozen on one of them. So we have to take it like that, even if we could get an extra turn out of it. Okay, this plan with it might not work. I thought it would. It didn't. But that's why you test it. Well, we'll get that down. Get the second one down. I think the biggest issue is double cast Tesla. It still doesn't kill. There's a big issue with that in late game. In early game, you can normally get away with it. But later on, it just doesn't work. HP is too high on things. It actually does work with higher stats, but everything needs to be like way, way higher. Okay, so triple cast, probably not worth it then. Well, let's go find plan B and start working with the other new human. We can actually use it very similar to... okay, that team I need to keep. Wait, where's my... Oh no, that's the one I actually need to keep. I can actually overwrite this one. This is just a bronze lock team with it. It's nice, but it's not as needed. But anyways, let's get rid of all this. Let's go try the new little peasant thing. That's not the peasant I'm looking for. Let's see. It doesn't actually have peasant in its name, even though the event is called it. But let's double angry mob into her, into whatever human covers the last colors. I cannot remember her name again. There it is. And then we just need a blue-purple human. Why do I feel like no good humans cover that color? Wait, you count as a human? Hold up. Hold up. His ability's not that good, though. But hold up. Because you're the only good option for it. Interesting. That changes things slightly. So we do that. Our banner just gets set to Gigantic Angry Mob. Let's go set it specifically to Angry Mob banner. Where is it? I'm looking for the red thingy. There we go. Red-brown. And we just keep spamming Angry Mob, basically. It's like Nobbin Brothers, except 100% chance gets its mana accumulation and is slightly weaker. It's weaker and stronger than Nobbin Brothers. Weaker in some ways, stronger in others. Yeah, we still get to keep our turn because the other one. Spam this ability, no, that would be bad. Actually, you know what? We don't have a kill option. We actually do need a kill option there. Whoops. That might help. It might help to bring a kill option. Oh, there's a problem with that cast, though. If we get a Light Storm, we won't get as much mana accumulation constantly going. Yeah, I think we need a non-human there to fill the gap. All the human options aren't going to work. Because he's not going to do anything for us. We need like a real... It doesn't even matter what's really there, if it's a human or not. It just needs to use a lot of mana very well. And probably be in front of her. So we don't need a good blue-purple human. We just need a good blue-purple in general. Zura's nice, but it's only going to accumulate mana. I need a blue-purple damage. Fair's Raw, but we don't have another soul accumulator. So he'd be useless. Queen Mab's not consistent enough. Wow, why is there no good blue-purples for damage output? Like, most of these are just support stuff and disables. None of them really have a high damage output, except maybe Lust, but this team isn't set up to be lustful. We could go try a single Angry Mob team. and form it around that instead. We could even still keep the Possessed King in that point, just to cover the rest of the colors, use it for minor accumulation, and as a backup damage, and even use it in front of her. But then again, will we be using her ability more? I think the biggest issue is we need something that really uses yellow. What is a big yellow human? Oops, not all colors are just yellow. Go back to any color. Also, hello everyone. Hello William. Hello Ice. Hello Patrick. Hello September. Black. Hello Demon Ranger. Hello Gustavo. Hello Kevin again. Hello Haley. Hello Captain. Hello Mehmet. Hello Chad. Hello Michael. Hello Drizzy. And hello everyone else. Welcome. And hello Jesse. And Overfiend. When Infernus come back to Soulforge, I have no clue. Could be a few months. I mean, not a few months, but a few weeks, I mean. Before he comes back down again. Chad, no worries. We'll have a code tonight. Hello, Jen. But we have Ubistet this week, so if you need to get an Ubistet into your team, it's going to work out nicely. Okay, so, humans. Let's go get, let's just go search for every human again, to see what we have as options. I think the biggest issue I'm trying to do now is build, like, a pure human team instead of just support human. But still, I need to find one other big support human for this team, and then just use one troop that's a damage source that's yellow, like Worldbreaker or something, and use it in front of Holy Saint Astra, and just run it like that, with the other things as the quick mana accumulation for the Worldbreaker. But then again, we could almost just do 2 Empowers at that point, a Mercy and something else. That would serve almost the same purpose. Probably to even a better degree as well. There just isn't too many good options. Humans are one of those really weird types that just doesn't have much going for it. And no kingdom really overly focuses on them. And if they do, it's normally like multiple types, like Adana with human and mech, Blackhawk with human, rogue, and merfolk. Mostly human rogue. And stuff like that. Like, there's no just, like, pure human. I think the closest thing that comes to is Darkstone, but Darkstone's, like, human monster. More so than anything. Or Monster Daemon. I mean, Monster Daemon human. Yeah, none of these are going to fill that gap that we want. So, I think it is just Wardbreaker in front of her. Don't even use her ability. And just one other supporting troop. And just keep looping it with the other thing. Oops, I forgot to clear the filter. They put a Wardbreaker there, put it in front of her. And then we can just use Possessed King on half mana. And just do that mainly for the explosions. Wait, would we still be missing a color at that point? Wouldn't we be missing... Why do I feel like we're missing a color? We're not. As long as Angry Mob doesn't die, we're fine. And that'll be a quicker Angry... But what are we really using the half for, then? Because obviously Warbreaker doesn't get to use it. It's mainly just going to the Angry Mob, which we're trying to use to accumulate the other thing. The biggest thing holding back Angry Mob is it doesn't have that automatic extra turn thing. But I think we can still work with what we have here. So we'll go with this, see what happens. Again, to work against a Tapon team, that's probably not going to go over too well. Will I be talking about Guild Wars today? I can answer questions about it if you guys have. As far as talking about it, I normally don't really mention too much unless asked. Guild Wars goes about the same way every single week or every single time. Unlike the other game modes, nothing with it really changes, so there's not as much to mention. Like, at least with other game modes like Raids, Invasions, and Tower of Doom, or at least the first 6 Tower of Dooms, there's like new stuff to really mention and go over. Whereas with Guild Wars, it's the exact same thing every single time. So there isn't as much to really mention, since whatever I would mention one week would literally be the exact same thing I would mention every single time. Okay, this isn't working over too well. This is not working over too well. It might just be that she's useless, which is probably the case. There's a good chance she's just useless, period. And that there's just not any really good human combinations that work for her. We'll still keep testing around some. Also, it probably doesn't help that I'm trying to use the mob with it. We could always just try not using him. He's not horrible, but he could be better. But he's only an ultra rare, so I don't expect as much out of him. No, we do expect more out of you. The fact you have no board control makes it awful. Yeah, we're getting a new faction this Friday. It's going to be for the primal thing. How do you get rid of the headache? Sorting out Guild War defend teams? I would say just start with a few really good ones, and then try to figure out something for the last few. That's generally what I do for defense. Actually, speaking of defense, let me go set all my defense, because I haven't done that yet, as well as all my upgrades, so get everything to tier 3. Let's see. We should have a full guild right now, too. No one had to leave earlier, so it looks like we're fine. Yeah, we're still at the nice solid 30. So let's go and do all of the upgrades we need. Boom, boom. Get everything up. There we go. See, now that's what a non-gem sync looks like. You could just do that and still win really high in Guild Wars. Also, we didn't get Paragon. I think we were slightly off on points. We had Paragon like 2 weeks in a row, or 2 months in a row. Now that's only once every month. But unfortunately, we weren't able to close the gap and get those final little points to get it 3 times in a row. 2 times in a row, most we ever got it. But anyways, that's that. Let's go and sort through all these teams correctly. Defend purple. Defend red. Defend brown. Defend blue. Defend yellow is already correct, and defend green is already correct. Has it been that one like every single time? I feel like the Giants are always at the end of the week. But anyways, yeah, this is basically what we did. Types of teams that tend to work pretty well for various days is building into a certain type that tends to be pretty good. Most noteworthy are goblins for any day, dwarves for blue day, and giants for any day. Also divines for any day. Teams like that tends to be good because they generally have the least amount of overlap with other stuff. The only team that looks really weird to me, though it does still seem to be doing okay, is the Blue Day Defense. How this is still doing pretty decent, I do not know, but every single time it has gotten a few wins. And in the context of Guild Wars, that isn't too bad. It's a bit of a weird team, but once it gets a lead, it's pretty good at keeping that lead. Because it has multiple different ways to instant kill, plus it has okay board control, and it has mass freeze. But this is just standard Tapon, or I should say that's standard, well, maybe not standard, but it's standard AI version of Yagwe Queen Titania, so that the AI doesn't mess it up. This tends to get used for Red Guild War Day, just because Lord Ironbeard is notoriously one of the best counters for Red Day, simply because it has that triple damage. The triple goblin combination of Nob and Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, and Queen Grapplepot tends to be really solid. Most people use it with Siren just because it makes the AI use it correctly, since it can't really mess up Siren too much on a proper Guild War Day, because this is almost going to be a guaranteed chance that it summons purple, since the enemy will be using a bunch of purple troops. It's not guaranteed, but it makes sure that the AI has the lowest % chance of messing up the ability. And to start, this is just the old standard Divine, not exceptionally great, but it's still strong enough to beat decently. And other than that, just standard Giants, which has the highest HP, base HP in the entire game, really tanky, and can easily kill out things that have less stats than you. But yeah, that's what I'm personally using. It is a little bit frustrating trying to figure out 6 teams that don't overlap at all, and you generally get one team that looks at, or 1 or 2 teams that look really weird, simply because you do run out of really good troop options to use, especially if you're limited on what you have to actually use. But no, you don't really need too many mythics and stuff like that. We could easily get away without using a mythic on any of these 3. Oh, except for maybe this one. This one does kind of require Dawnbringer. But both of these teams could be created, a version of them, that don't specifically use the mythic if we had to. But biggest issue is just having a wide enough range of cards to build them is normally the problem most of the time. Anyways, let's keep messing around with trying to figure out a human team that isn't trash. And if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. I think we will get rid of Angry Mob. Let's see. Destroy 21 gems and burn a random enemy. Oh, wait. What is even the bonus for it this week? Since I didn't do the video yet, I actually don't even remember what it is. I did look at it, I just didn't remember. Oh, it's useless. It's just 40 souls. It does work in PvP, though, however. But still, it's only 40 souls. And we just have to kill a bunch of browns with PvP. That's super easy. 10% to humans, 10% to divines. There's not too many human divines, though. But anyways, human Tesla. This failed us. I was hoping this would be really good. It is not. It generally does not have double cast. Though, you know what? Let's give it another shot. I guess we'll play it the way that you need to for triple cast. So don't do it against a barrier. Why must everyone be using barrier when I don't want to see a single barrier? So we'll go up against this team. I think the strategy is tape on if we have it. If not, get one up, cast, and then tape on. So we have tape on, cast it immediately. So we get that. Move everything out the way. He'll skull us, that's fine. Let me move that first, though. So we'll leave everything as is. He'll take a skull. We'll Tesla. But now we want to start trying to find good Tesla mana to get it back up again. And to do that, we set our banner to +2 red something. I forget what the rest of it was. So let's grab red. And then just grab a second red. Blue Surge is not enough mana. So let's just throw a second Tesla. And then the third Tesla. That does seem a little slow. And its win rate is pretty bad. Also, doing a cast of that isn't going to be enough damage to get it up to that point either. So we'll just explode and a bunch of other stuff, but we'll win on this cast instead. It kind of works. Definitely not the greatest of things. So that's one of them. It's not even a full human team either, and it does double up. I guess we could try building a full unique human team. I think, you know what? Let's actually try utilizing one that uses its yellow spam. So let's get a alchemist in here. Half mana start alchemist is kind of interesting because prior to this, he's never been able to start with half mana. So let's get rid of the mob for that so that we can get a nice alchemist in there. There are humans, I believe, that have armor boost ratio based on... I believe would bring it up. No. Wait, is there no human that has a boost ratio to that? Pretty sure there is. Let's just type in armor. Oh, then again, there's gonna be too many things that come up if there is. Let's see. I believe based on brings it up normally. Is all the options coming up? I don't think it is, because Rowan wouldn't be coming up. Let's see what Rowan's wording is on it. Oh, boosted by armor would probably bring it up. Or not. Boosted by... Rowan, what's your wording? Boosted by my armor. Really? Boosted by my armor. Humans, where are you? We got the... Dragon. No, never mind. I thought this said human for a second. I don't know why. Wait, what happened to all the human knights? Really? The only knights that do it are divine knights instead of human knights. Fail. They're human. Give them a third type. Go. Well, that's a fail. Can't even do it. Because there's not a single thing that boosts ratio on it. Boosted by my hit points. Boosted by my life. There it is. Are there any humans in here? Nope. There's not a single human that boosts based on HP nor on armor. Good job. All the things you would synergize it with, especially within our own kingdom, you can't even do it with. Like if we go to Whitehelm right here. I don't think they completely thought this through. But if we go to Whitehelm, High Paladin, you can't use it with because it's not a human, even though it looks like a human. Paladin, you can't use it with because he's not a human, even though he looks like a human. And the main one you would try using it with, Guard's Avatar, which is just a Divine Knight and not a human. All of them are Divine Knights, but they're not human. So that's kind of pointless. That means we can't actually use it for that purpose. But let's still see if there's a really good yellow damage source human. I looked for good damage source earlier under yellow, but I want to see if there's specifically one for yellow. Pretty sure there's not, but let's see. Champion of Anu is too slow, but it is technically a damage source. More of a disable, but Night Coronet technically is as well. Though this late in the game, you normally wouldn't run Night Coronet as your main damage source. You can get away with that in early game. It's actually insanely good because of his boost ratio and everything. But later in the game, his damage is normally too underwhelming. You can still win with it. It just takes forever. So yeah, it looks like we won't be able to do that either. We just have to use a really big actual damage source. Maybe just get one really quick Alchemist into something else, into some other combo. What other converts have a half mana start? Let's see. Apothecary does. I'm trying to think of all of them that had it prior to this. There's Apothecary. Let's see. Let's just name all of them. Alchemist. Hellcat. Hellcat doesn't. Alchemist does. Apothecary does. Valkyrie doesn't. It has 40% start. Well, it used to have 50. Though you would never use it for that purpose. Green Seer doesn't. Giant Spider does, but it has a higher mana cost to begin with. And I believe that's all the core ones. Well, I guess that does put Alchemist as the best of the converters then. Because now Valkyrie can only start with 4 mana instead of 5, but still, you can still one turn from both of those. Unless you're using a guarantee +2. Also, we would need to change the banner if we're going to be rolling with this. What about Voice of Orpheus? Voice of Orpheus doesn't do damage. The way that it scales is very underwhelming. It doesn't boost on its own mana, and it only does a 1-to-1 to every one of your allies. If it boosted on its own mana, it would be okay. Or if it did a 2-to-1, where it got 2 for every 1 mana on your team, it'd be okay. But it doesn't. It normally only hits around the 60 area, which is very bad for 22 mana cost, no board control ability, which is generally why you wouldn't end up using it. You would be able to get it up quicker. You'd be able to do so much cleanse with it as well. It just wouldn't be that good from a power perspective. I guess we could try running it real quick just for fun. We're definitely going to be fully cleansed forever if we do. And is Moneylender a human? Moneylender better count as human. If he somehow is not a human, there's something wrong here. Okay. So I guess we'll just use... Oh, wait. Hold up. Why don't we just use this for super quick Alchemist Moneylender team then? Get rid of that. And just you put a really big 4th troop there. Something that needs all that mana. Like, let's just say Worldbreaker. For now. We could always change it to something else. Worldbreaker is just the first thing I normally think of when I need like a really big troop just to hold down the line. And put it in front of it because all she's doing is giving Alchemist and Moneylender their half mana start. And yeah, there we go. And we set our banner to the inverse of that. +2 brown, +1 red, -1 purple. And yeah, I didn't think about that. We can actually use it with Alchemist Moneylender. I guess that would be the strongest combination then. Oh, we were trying Tesla. We were trying Tesla a lot earlier. Still haven't been able to make it work exceptionally well. At least yet. Also, how did we start with Brownstorm? I think that was him, not us. So we'll get that, get that, get that. Moneylender it down. Wordbreaker everything. And just repeat the cycle. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're not going to be able to automatically get a Storm. I have to waste my turn if I want the Storm. Well, if nothing else, it at least gives you a really quick start on this. You can use it with Yagwe, you could use it with Queen Titania, you can use it with Wordbreaker. Really anything that uses yellow or red really heavily. You can get it up even quicker now. And just do that. Okay, I feel like that would be one of the bigger things I would try using it for. That's about it. Let's look at her ability again. Give a bunch of life and armor to all allies. That would, in theory, be good, but it has no board control. It then creates a Light Storm and enchants all humans. All these things that keep getting enchant all of a single type, I don't really feel like are that good. Diviner can already do that at a 1 in 3 chance to everyone regardless of their type. If I wanted to enchant everyone, which I would almost never want to do, but if I did want to do that, all you would do is just use Diviner instead. There's no point in using something like this that 100% of the time will end its turn, and it's only conditional to a single type. So, I don't know, I don't really care for this. And the fact that it has Yellow Storm, there's very few things that would actually work towards. Like, obviously with this many yellows, it kind of works for us with how we built it here. But there's not too many good human yellows. Oh, there will be an event video. It'll be up soon after this stream. By soon, I mean like a few hours after this stream. But it will be up, no worries. There will still be an event video. So if you have any specific questions now, feel free to ask. But I'll be covering everything still in the event video. All the juicy things. Yeah, we have a pretty busy week every single day this week. We have something new, or maybe not new, but we have the raids tomorrow. Wednesday, we have one of the slightly newer pets. Thursday, we have a class event, which is for a somewhat decent class for the priest. And Friday, we have a new faction coming for Primal. It's not really coming for a relevant one, because Primal does not actually have a kingdom associated with it. Well, it does and it doesn't. It does in the sense that there's a typing within it, but you don't need it for Kingdom Stars. So that leaves it in a really weird in-between area where it's like not as useful as every other faction that has ever come into the game. But yeah, as far as this troop, it seems like Medea and a lot of those other ones that came in, it seems like it's going to be good eventually, but currently is not good. That's basically the category I would put this new human at, or the new legend that came in through event keys. It's potentially good in future, but not good now. Though you'd still probably want to get it because it's White Helm, and White Helm is the easiest kingdom in the entire game to max. In early game, you'd want to get it because it makes 5-star easier to get. Later in the game, you'd want to get it because you can go 10+ stars all the way to 14, making it the highest starred kingdom in the game. So regardless at what point you're at, you'd pretty much want to try getting more White Helm troops. So event keys probably wouldn't be too bad this week. We're actually still going to lose this. Oh no! He died to the bird. What a way to go. Come on, get your mana up quicker. There we go. And it was Moneylender into some kind of poke to kill it. Unless he completely destroys us. Oh no. 25% skull reflect for the win. I don't like that makes much of a difference. But yeah, we got that now. Let's go name it human human loop. Well, it's not purely human, but close enough. And we have this one, human Tesla. I wonder if I could try this with one Tesla. Biggest issue still is we have to triple cast it to get away with it. Which normally isn't going to go too well. I will try it again. Especially with an HP buffer like Divinia, that's going to make it even harder. To the point that the battle may become impossible at some point within it. Okay, so let's go use this buff for once. Get all the armor up. That will now increase our damage. Probably still not enough to double shot, right? Let's go get some mana, just in case. So we have a third Tesla to go use. No, don't do barrier! Why do you gotta do barrier? Oh, that would've wiped. There we go. Yeah, that didn't go over too badly that time. What on earth is that team? Thank you for using a bunch of rock worms. Let's go use Tapon. It gets to deny them all. Perfect. Testing teams, fights fire bombs. I was just doing that to get it out the way so I didn't have to repick. Obviously, we weren't actually testing it against fire bombs. Him creating browns would actually be beneficial to us while we still have Tapon up. There we go, and now we just double Tesla. Tesla's still a really weird troop that I don't understand exactly why they have her like that. A lot of troops in Adana, they have set up to try to work with mechs, with humans, like humans and mechs, but it just does not work at all, the whole premise of that kingdom. And it makes a lot of that kingdom is completely useless. At this point, we might as well just let the enchant do its thing and get her mana back up again. We could just play her like that and just play the waiting game each time. Problem is you'd have to pass so many turns, and there's so many situations where you wouldn't want to do that. But we could technically just keep doing that. And then just cast them both, re-enchant them, go from there. And basically just repeat the cycle we just did. Unless we have Tapon, in which case we can just go get that. So we do that, get all their manas back up, throw a Tapon to get it up even further, and then just double kill with that. It's not horrible, it's just I wouldn't ever bother using this as a team. But it does technically function. Okay, well, let's just clear this out real quick. And as far as the new mob guy, I don't know. I don't feel like he's good enough. You would, in most instances, you would either run either Nobbin Brothers or a better brown red. There's a lot of good brown reds out there, so there isn't much of a need to use them. Also, with the recently added, what's her name? With the recently added Egg Thief, there's very little need to use any other thing other than Egg Thief. It's better than Marilith. It's better than every other destroy that's been added to the game ever. So might as well just use that instead of the new option. Wait, there is a human boosted by life? Which human is it? Which one was it? Oh, Voice of... Wait, does Voice of Orpheus? No, Voice of Orpheus boost based on mana. Wait, what human boost based on life? Boosted by my life. Oh, I said B instead of by. Oh, there is one. That doesn't really count, though. But I guess technically he does. But not to a degree that it would ever be viable to use him. But you are correct, there is a human that does boost by life. But it's only a single target and it doesn't get that good of a boost ratio. So it wouldn't be worth using. Oh, we gotta go use 30 glory keys. That we should definitely go do. Actually, both of those are pretty easy. Especially for Guild War days tomorrow. But let's go open 30 glory keys. Oh no! I hate when they tell you to do this. Because you gotta do them one at a time. Unless you want to waste it doing 50. Which generally I don't. I don't even want to waste 30 for this, but it's kind of worth it. I think we get 6 gems out of it. And there's a good chance we'll get gems out of one of these keys. And who knows, maybe we'll just get a random mythic. Very unlikely though. And we know when to stop because it tells us in the corner when it's over. Yeah, we got some glory. Got the Viner, which is better at enchanting than the new human thing. Hey, we got some gems. So we're opening all these 4 in the first place. And if we truly need more glory, we could go use our stack. Oh, we get 10 gems for that. Oh, that's decent value though. Perfect. Okay, that's that. Let's just clear out fire bombs real quick. But, yeah, as far as destroys are concerned, I guess we just keep using this. There isn't much of a need to change out of it for anything. I wasn't expecting either of these two to change the meta, obviously. But, I was expecting them to be slightly better than that. They just, I don't know, they just seem kind of flat. They don't get to do much. So we'll go do his thing. We'll kill it with a hit, double kill, and dead. Apparently that wasn't enough damage. But this will be. You only have 1 HP left. There it goes. Yeah, still working on that Thief class. I will be switching out of it after tonight, most likely. Wait, do I need it for Guild Wars tomorrow? I might not need it for Guild Wars. What is Guild Wars color tomorrow? Guild Wars color tomorrow is purple. I actually can still keep using it for another day. I don't believe my purple day uses any, I just run infinite purple loop. It's probably our strongest day we actually have, assuming we don't get frozen. And even if we get frozen, it's, Elamagrim himself is immune. So worst comes to worst, you're normally fine. And also Infernus doesn't normally care about immunity as much. He does, but it's not as big of a deal. So, between that, it's not that bad. The biggest issue is with Hellcat on the red, initially, is where the freeze will actually normally mess it up some. Even then, you just waste 1 turn. But once it gets going, it goes really well. Also, oh no, there's not a banner for it. We need a +2 purple, +1 red, -1/1 the other colors. Wait, isn't that coming tomorrow? Ooh, I mean not tomorrow, Friday. No, I don't think it was that color. No, I think it was purple and green on Friday. But no, we did not have a banner like that, right? The closest one is this, but it minuses yellow. I need it to minus, I need it to be like that, but I need it to minus green or blue. Even brown would be okay, but ideally green or blue. But the biggest issue is there's no banner that does that. Yeah, that minus is right. Every single one that somewhat has it, it minuses the color we need somewhere's on the team. So it doesn't end up working. Yeah, any +2 purple that has a +1 of something else on this team while having a -1 of something we don't use. That currently does not exist and probably won't for a little while. But hopefully we'll get it eventually from factions to make it a lot better. Team's already pretty solid though without it. Yeah, if anyone still has any other questions or anything, let me know. We'll give out the redeem code, and actually, let's go to dungeons then. Just give out the redeem code. And I believe Salty's streaming tonight. She'll probably be going over the primal. I won't be around for it because I still need to go finish up the video. It should have been out earlier, but we'll have it out in sometime later tonight, the event video. And let's go from there. Yeah, she'll probably be going over primal. It's an okay faction. It's kind of average, nothing too special or over the top for the most part. Also, the fact that it's coming to a kingdom that's not actually a kingdom is a little bit unfortunate. Did chat disconnect? I don't think it did. Did it? The chat on my screen is working in both locations. Yeah, it might have just been a connection thing for a second. But no, it seems to be working from what I can see. It's amazing how many destroys this does compared to the new thing that came out. They're both the same rarity, aren't they? Yeah, they're both ultra rares, except this gets to destroy the entire board, whereas the other guy only gets to destroy 1/3 of the board. That is such a huge difference. Of course, she has condition based on gold, but still, that's a really easy condition to do. With stuff like greed. You have to waste an entire slot for it, but it's still worth it overall. It is definitely still worth it overall. Like, apparently we got mail. I'm pretty sure that was just the PvP leaderboard, right? Or was it something else? Nope, just PvP leaderboard. Anyways, let's go give out a code. And it feels so weird not having to do factions. Haven't had to do it for several days now. And I have been attempting some of the other ones just because we would need more treasure for it if we were to ever bother. But anyways, let me go head over to the code section. Go grab one of the dwindling codes. We have enough for the rest of the week, I believe. Also, happy Thanksgiving soon, everyone. It's right around the corner. I'll probably be celebrating it on Wednesday. So if I'm a little late on Wednesday, that's probably why. Though I'm probably going to be celebrating it middle day, so it probably is going to have no effect on the stream or anything. What was I going to do here? I'm trying to move this over here. Testing if this thing works. The verdict on that is yes, it does. Let's put that there too. Boom. Put it right there. Copy the whole thread. Copy into there. And there you guys go. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. And it ends up giving the same reward as always. True treasure maps, 1 gem key, 2,500 gold. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. And the redeem code is right over there in chat. You can just copy paste it as well as right over there. What is the best troop or weapon that can devastate other players? For what? That uses gold to destroy? What do you mean like that? As far as the best gold boosting troop, there's really only 2. Well, there's 3. There's Bronze Lock Pistol, there's Skeleton Key, and there is Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose is an epic you get from random keys. Skeleton Key is 250 wins on Thief Hero class, which is actually the hero class we're using right now to try to level it some. And the other weapon is the Bronze Lock Pistol is from 250 wins on... Wait, never mind. Bronze Lock Pistol, you just get a certain amount of mastery. It's not based on a certain amount of wins. I believe you would get it around 32 blue-brown mastery. I'm not sure on the exact, because I believe they changed how much it used to cost compared to now. But as far as if you don't have Cedric Sparkle Sack, I would say Bronze Lock Pistol would be your best option of the 3. And the best option if you, or once you do have Cedric, would probably be Skeleton Key. Bonnie Rose you can get away with. The biggest issue with Bonnie Rose is it's only 1 at a time. And it doesn't have enough damage to one-shot in late game. Early game it does, late game it doesn't. But you'd be much better off just with Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key is really, really, really good. And it only takes several hours to get it. You get it as quickly as a few hours just from spamming it. Or spamming wins with the hero class specifically. Thank you, Soet. Also, hello, Alexander. Welcome. Oh, it's your cat's birthday. Very nice. 15. Wow, that's an old cat. Yeah, my first one ended up living to 20, and the other one I think went to about 11. Yeah, 15 is a really nice amount of time for them. I think the average for them is more towards 14 or so. How to get Skeleton Key? 250 wins with the Thief Hero class. Thief Hero class you end up unlocking from the Zacian questline. As soon as you complete out the Zacian questline, you'll end up getting a Thief Hero class. And then you can use that Thief, set the Thief as your hero class, use it 250 times, 250 wins specifically, and then you get the key. Oh, that's your cat? That's so cute. I can't quite see it because it's so small at the moment with how I have my chat. But just because how small it makes the face icons. But I can see that it is a cat and it does look adorable. I wish I actually had a recording device when I was really young. There's a lot of very funny moments with my cat. I think one of the funniest things that they ever did was when the older one was coming out of the litter box. The younger one was really like territorial and didn't like that he had to share a house with another cat. So one of the times when one of them, the older one, was in the litter box, the younger one was messing around with him and just kept hitting him and just being annoying. And the older one was just doing his business. And as soon as he got out and finished, he ran after the cat, the younger cat, jumped on top of it. And because we had wooden floors, they ended up sliding across the entire room. And it was a relatively long room because it was basically like this one gigantic hallway. It was all an open concept living room, dining room, kitchen kind of thing. So they slid all the way down all the rooms on the way to almost the front door. It was pretty funny. Let's see. What do we need here? We'll go take the hit. That needs to die off of Cascade. Or not. Okay, I guess we'll waste the whole key just to get it down. Actually, you know what? I should have just egged again and then keyed. About the same difference. And then we kill it here. Yeah, I saw her. I'll make sure to go check that. Yeah, sorry, I was pretty busy today. Had some things come up. Plus, I ended up sleeping in a little bit too long. In between all of that, I wasn't able to get the event video done or do some other things. But I will be doing all of that after the stream. No worries. Yeah, as far as making it in time for Guild Wars, you would still have about 5 to 6 hours if you're still looking for a guild. I don't know specifically what you mentioned. But at the moment, I don't currently have an opening, it doesn't seem. Unfortunately. We might in another week if you want to, if you're still interested by that time. But this week we currently don't. And I don't want to just kick anyone. Like, even if I did have to kick someone, I wouldn't want to do it right before the Guild War thing, because then they wouldn't be able to participate in Guild Wars for the entire week. And that wouldn't be nice. And just kill it. That was our 3 revenges for 300 souls. A pretty trivial amount of resources, but still more than what we had. Kick the guy who contributed 990,000. No. Did someone actually do that? That's pretty funny if they did. Normally, if someone misses it, they miss it by a lot, not by 10,000. And then, of course, you just kick those. Way too many people are using Dragon's Eye right now. It's actually one of the hardest counters to what we're using right now, because you can't stealthy away from it. Okay. Big issue here. I can't even pop his barrier with anything. We'll just take the green, throw that down. Good. That hit something useless. Actually, if anything, I think that helps us. And it was keyed again. And Ubistet is in drop table this week. He's mainly used for delves, I would say, this week, these days. Though I do personally use him for pets as well. Speaking of pets, do we need more of the ogre? Forget if we did, but if we do, he's right there. No, we do not, unfortunate. So there's no point in really doing these. Go collect all that, get our 3 keys. That's gonna be such an easy event. Claim all these, boom. And there we go. Hello, Bakchan, welcome. I thought you said that based on seeing someone, because I do go on the guild screen sometimes. And I think I did on stream the other day, when people were asking to join the guild. Yeah, I believe Ubistet fell in a really good cycle, where he fell at the end of one cycle, somewhere's in the other cycle, and the beginning of another cycle. It is possible that that could happen. It's very unlikely, but that appears to be what happens, most likely. Yeah, he has been up around quite a bit, but he was just at the end of one cycle, the middle of another one, and then the beginning of this current cycle. But that does mean the cycle was refreshed recently then. I personally don't really follow the cycle, because even if you do follow the cycle, it's random which ones it picks each Monday. So even if you know what 12 it's going to be, you only know it's going to be 4 of those 12. You don't know specifically which of those 4 it's going to be at any given time. Until the Monday itself actually happens, it never gets predetermined. Like, you could follow it to a degree where you'll know the full drop table, but you can never know specifically when what those 4 will be until it happens. Yep, exactly what TJ just said. So that means we won't be seeing him for a very long time. So if you do want him, hopefully you have enough diamonds, because he won't be back for a while, like 6-7 weeks at minimum, probably even more towards 2 months. Hello, Anthony. Welcome. Okay, that didn't kill the other one. I'll just overkill it with that. Throw our egg down. And throw it down again. Full mana. Go from there. Oh yeah, isn't this the first time Fallen Valdis is around? I believe it might be. She was 2 mythics ago. Not the most recent mythic, but the mythic before then. She's not really that good, but you will eventually need her for 10-star Darkstone, but Darkstone is so... I mean, not Darkstone, I mean Drakzoom. But Drakzoom is so far away from actually reaching that. But I love this team way too much. Probably one of my favorite teams in a very long time that have come around. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. Let's keep going. We have so many losses this week, because I was testing the weird human teams and weird peasant teams. But yeah, my final verdict on the new stuff is, yeah, it's not really that good, but you need it for White Helm, so you have to do it. It's like many content where it might not necessarily be good, but you need it for upgrades. But yeah, I went over a bunch at the beginning of the stream. Have you guys found any that specifically uses the new human 50% thing? I just can't find anything that's viable. Like, there's stuff that works, it's just nothing seems to be good. Like, using it with Tesla is like the closest we've gotten to actually making it good. And it was only a little bit above average, if even that. Probably was more towards average. Oh, an Alchemist Moneylender. That actually wasn't too bad. But that would probably be the strongest thing we found for it. But even that's not even really overwhelming. because it only gives you room to use one damage source. Really, he put his eye in first slot, and despite that, in his easier kill location, I still can't even get it in time. Fail. Why is there a 50% human bonus? I don't know. Why would there not be? I think they're eventually going to add a bonus for almost every typing. So just going around doing the weaker ones that won't be ridiculously overpowered, which is why they did it for humans. Because humans are bad. Or mostly bad. Let's see. What about Pride Lands coming up in up 2 weeks? Get Ubistet then. You're saving diamonds for Raw. Yeah, Fairish Raw would probably be better for you than Ubistet, most likely. Fairish Raw gets used a lot. Ubistet very occasionally gets used. I personally only bring it out these days for 2 things. Pets, but you could easily use any number of things. Actually, I think I'm going to finally switch all my pet teams to this. Cedric, Sparkle Sack, Egg Thief, the Weapon, and Greed. Assuming this stays, assuming they don't nerf this team, I'm going to probably set it for every pet team. And even after they nerf it, it'll probably still have enough damage to beat the pet teams. The only big issue is I believe at the final 2 battles, Skeleton Key will not have enough damage to one-shot. Possibly even the final 3 battles. But you can just cast it multiple times, it wouldn't be too big a deal. It has enough mana accumulation that shouldn't really get in the way much. Yeah, there's a 50% human bonus off the new troop that just came in. The one that was just added this morning. With the event switchover. It's in the event key drop table all week. And then it'll be out of the drop tables for about a month, and then it'll be back into them. And all the keys, Glory Gem, Guild, and VIP chests. After the fact. But no, it's not anything special. The whole point of why you would get it is for White Helm upgrade. It is currently possible to 14-star White Helm, making it the highest starred kingdom in the game. Also making it the best home kingdom in the game, though it was already pretty much the best home kingdom due to pure glory. But now there's really like no argument against it not being the best kingdom in the game, because its tribute is way higher now too. We're basically getting 140 glory at a 35% chance to get 140 glory. That is really good loot. So the third of the time you take your tribute, you're getting a 140 glory drop. If they nerf the key, you'll be finding a new game. I don't think I would do that, but yeah, I hope they don't nerf key. It has been one of the more fun options available lately. And I don't feel like it's overpowered to a degree that they would need to nerf it. It's very strong, but it's so situationally strong that I don't think they would nerf. Like, the main reasons they nerfed things like Ubistet was because almost every situation used them. But with Key, there's really only 2 where he's super viable. PvP, mainly just PvP. Like, the entirety of why I'd use it is PvP. And maybe Pets. Those are about the 2 locations where it shines best. But mostly just PvP. And they would very rarely nerf something that's only good for that specific of a thing. Also, can we finally break 3Ds already? I hate that 50% bandit thing so much. It's one of the most annoying things in the entire game. Okay, I might actually lose now. Let's see. He kept getting way too many bandit summons. Let's go get this thing more HP, just in case. Anything we need now is just to find a brown. Unfortunately, no brown to be seen. There we go. There's our brown we needed, and we win. Good, he didn't do any weird revives. And Hunter's Mark kills it. I don't mind the 50% summon thing too much, because technically you could just stun it. The biggest issue is there aren't too many good stun options. There's basically Corvash, and that's the full list. So if you want to go use a stun, you basically have to go use Corvash. There's stuns other than him, obviously, but as far as viable stuns are concerned, the full list is Corvash, and that's it. That is as far as viable stuns are in this game. And they need to fix that to fix that issue slightly. But there are some mechanics that are super, super annoying when you don't have any stun on your team. One is that 50% Bandit. Another one is the 100% Drake off a Drake Rider. They're things that unless you specifically go out of your way to run stun, they'll be very annoying. But it gives you a reason to actually use stun, which I kind of like. So I don't mind it too much, knowing that there is a hard counter to it that you can just put in seconds if you really needed to, in most situations. And they do have low-level versions of stuns. I think we just need one really good mythic stunner. I feel like Stonehammer was supposed to serve that role, but they made Stonehammer so underwhelming that he never got to see out that role. But I don't know, I feel like they could make Stonehammer into a troop that does that properly. Or just some kind of new legend, or maybe even just another mythic that kind of does it. And maybe stun all enemies every extra turn instead of how Corvash's is, where he only stuns one single enemy. That'd be pretty decent. It would fix the whole stun issue thing. It's a really powerful mechanic. It's just there's very few situations where you would bother wasting a slot just to stun someone. It's normally slows down your team every time. Corvash is not a particularly quick troop, at least this late in the game. Earlier on in the game it is, because you can just one-shot or two-shot him to double kill. Or even just double kill where you cast them twice and win the battle when they have really low stats. But this late in the game, he takes like 3, 4, 5 hits, maybe even more if they're running Divinia and other healers. Oh yeah, King Highforge is somewhat decent at it. Biggest issue with him is he has no downtime. That's like one of the main reasons why Corvash is the only real viable one. He is currently the only troop that has a 100% chance of doing 0 downtime with stun. No other troop currently has that. There's ones that have chances, like ones that do a single explosion and do a bunch of stuns with it and some other stuff like that. But none of them can consistently 0 downtime their stun. And being able to do that is pretty important. Because not only do you not want to really have to go out of your way to waste a slot, but you also don't want to go out of your way just to have to stun something, when you could just be doing damage instead. But yeah, he is one of the better options. Corvash and Highforge are the two biggest options that are used for stunning. Corvash for front 2 and Highforge for back 2. Both of them end your turn. Though Corvash you can use to, off his ability, to do it with 0 turns. And I'm going to gold once, just because we don't have enough. That will give us 3. And if we throw that right into key. Oh yeah, that's another thing that does it. The trait on Titan. First trait Titan, that one that stuns whenever you get hit by skulls. That's a pretty nice one too for stunning. It's just not consistent for stunning a whole team. You can only ever stun first slot with it. And they have to specifically pick a skull. But it is 0 downtime. Well, it might not be, but you can manipulate the board in like wasted turns to deliberately make them take a skull. But if it happens automatically, it would technically be 0 downtime. You just have to take some skull damage. Or deliberately not avoid some skull damage. Let's hopefully we can get one more extra turn here. It doesn't appear to be possible, so we'll just waste that. Could have won if we had one more already. But let's go get another key, it's not that big a deal. And dead. Good Divine team without Ubistet or Infernus? There's almost none. Not because there's not a lot of good Divines, but because every good damage source Divine is Mythic. There's not really any damage sources that aren't Mythic that do a lot of damage under Divine specifically. That's the biggest issues that Divines currently have. There are a few that do, but they're dependent on things like armor, like Paladin and High Paladin and stuff like that. But none of the really consistent ones are low rarity, unfortunately. You could probably get away with Divinia using a Mercy to feed it. It hits about a 20-something AoE, and depending on your level range, that might be very high. But the problem is later on in the game that becomes very low, a 20-something AoE. But if you're a very low level, you can get the boost ratio it has off of enchants and just use that for a lot of damage. Okay, can you stop taking brown? Let's see, we'll take the red over. Please don't eye the key. No, it's still winnable. I guess we'll try doing this in a really weird way to try to win. Gain that 1 gold. It's mainly the life we need. Oh, never mind, gain that 1 life. I almost don't want to cast this just because it's going to come in at a level 1 as whatever it comes in at, so pointless doing that. So we might as well just do that instead. Let him eye us again. We're not dead until the egg goes out. Okay, we're playing this till the end. Come on, go get a whole team of baby dragons, or actual dragons, I should say. So we'll go take that. He's gonna weaver us. I can't stop that. Just gotta keep egging. Didn't even get enough mana. Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. I can go move his team. It's not gonna do that much though. Actually, it would, because I can move his hero to the first slot, so I can start hitting him with skulls. Out of everything to kill, that'd probably be one of the more important ones. It's gonna do almost no damage getting to that point, but oh well. Do that. Cast this. Go get a baby dragon. Go feed that baby dragon. Yeah, I feel like Egg Thief, I thought it was going to be good, but it turned out to be way better than I ever even fathomed this trip to be. There's something just really, really strong about the fact that it has stealthy. It's probably the strongest stealthy I've ever seen in the game, just because it constantly keeps getting really tanky eggs that don't have stealthy, so it just keeps tanking with those, and basically never dies. I say that, and we're actually about to die to whatever he's about to go do. Let me do this just so it goes in first slot and tanks for us. Oh wait, I thought that moved to first. Oh no, it's not even good at summon either. Okay, I think we're gonna lose here, which is kind of to be expected given our current situation. No, the egg finally died. Wait, we still have 1 more left. It's not over till every egg goes down. Let's go use this on yellow. Let's go get that into a baby dragon. Let's go get all of its reds, and let's go see a word breaker that somehow wins the game. Let's see it. You know you'll want to do that. Let's see. We got this. Come on, baby dragon. Feed you red somehow. Go. Oh, we can do it on red. It's not going to be enough mana, though, unless it surges. Wait, do we have +1 on red right now? I don't even know. Oh, it enchanted it. Wait, where did the reds go? Oh, wait, never mind. It converts. No, I did it on red, right? Well, whatever I did, it died. Anyways, move that. I think we're dead. Come on, baby egg. You got this. Okay, I need to keep reds on the board for when he dies right now. Come on, you have a 25% chance. Yeah! We're in this! It's not over until that baby dragon goes down. And it's not over until that goes down. Oh no, it's Asha! Of all the things, why a second Asha we lost? Rip. It was fun while we tried. It's not happening. He has a whole team of web spinners summoned from a weaver. That's not gonna win. Oh, speaking about a whole team of something, there's bunny logs. Any good Doomblade teams? We were messing around with some earlier. You basically just use it in any situation you use Chakra, except it's blue instead of everything else. I mainly was using it with Doom or with other Doomskull creators, so things like Glaceon and stuff. It creates a lot of blue for it, and they just synergize really well with your double Doomskull spam. As far as a full team, I can't think of a single full team off the top of my head, but I know Glaceon was a really good troop to use with it. You can also feed it blue with a Valkyrie if you needed to, or just use it with an explosion spam team so that you can keep getting new alignment, or really any team that can do board control related extra turns would be really powerful with it. The biggest issue I have with Doomblade, and one of the reasons I tend to not use it that much, is I have trouble getting it to align most of the time, because obviously most battles will not have a Doom against it, so you will not have those extra gem spawns that you would from an enemy having a Doom. So with that being said, you will generally miss, or you'll always miss if you don't have specific alignment with it. So you have to either keep going until you get alignment, or just don't use it. It's basically that. You just have to keep waiting until something on your team gets that alignment for you. Or you have to keep holding it for a while. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. And it's dead. Would a good combination be King Highforge? You generally don't use Highforge in first slot. What's Frost Crown? Salvani Mora and Emperor Corvash. Oh, Hindla Frost Crown. Okay, that's what that was. I don't know. You would need a better tank than that normally. Is the biggest issue with that team. Also, it seems like it's mixing a lot of things together that won't really synergize too much, unfortunately. You can get away with using High Forge Emperor Corvash together, but you would need more mana generation, like replacing out the Hindla with an Apothecary, so that they both have all the browns they can use. And then at that point, you'd probably have to get rid of Salvani Mora and put a proper frontline tank instead. And just shift around the team. But yeah, you can get away with something like frontline tank, Apothecary, High Forge, Corvash if you wanted, or something along those lines. Wouldn't be the greatest of things, but it would be a really solid permanent stun team. I believe I used something similar to that on, or I used to for Brown Guild War Day. Something along the lines of Gorgolfa, Corvash, something High Forge. And in the context of non-Guild Wars, you can put Apothecary in there to hold down the team. You just should never really put High Forge in first slot. He has nothing to survive skulls at all. And even having a Salvani Mora, that only gets you so far for protecting him. Generally in PvP, you should very, very rarely ever put a troop in first slot that has no way of surviving higher. The only reason I do with this particular team is because we deliberately want it to die so that we can keep replacing it with eggs. And the reason we actually want it to die is because it has stealthy. And oddly enough, this would be a stronger team if Cedric did not have stealthy. It's impossible to get his 100% gold bonus, though, without stealthy. But if it was, he would be better without stealthy. And that's one of the reasons why we actually deliberately put a troop in first slot so we can kill it out. But normally, if you want your first slot to die, or to live, it needs to have some kind of capability of living. Like with Greed, it has extra life, even though it doesn't have mitigation. With Hero, it's normally set as something like Titan with barrier spam, or like Dragon Guard with reduction and stuff like that. But it always has to be something, assuming you want it to live. And that's another one that needs to not have stealthy. Bandit, in the context of this team, is actually stronger without stealthy. But there's no way to get rid of it on him. Or, you know, like if we want to like get rid of his trait, there's no way to do so. Let's see. Do I think the current team I'm using is going to be nerfed? I'm hoping it doesn't. But it might. You never know. I'm leaning towards hopefully it doesn't. It's too situational that I feel like it wouldn't be nerfed. Because PvP is the only location where it's good. Like, really good. There are a few other locations you could technically use it, but PvP is the only one where it would be the most effective option. And they can't just nerf the most effective option for everything. There's always going to be something stronger than everything else. Also, since we're already doing it, we might as well go finish out the 1.9k PvP. I wasn't intending to get that done now, but it's already so close that we might as well finish it. Ooh, that wasn't enough damage. Forgot to get the rest of the gold. I'll move that, throw that down. And that should almost be it. Just throw it down again. And I'll just kill it. Well, things can still hit through. Doomskulls still do a lot of damage through Entangle. They still trigger their 5 damage per thing. Generally, I try going more so for an infinite loop whenever I'm using a weapon like that than for Entangle. Just because putting that extra board control in is normally going to be better. It will cause some really hard losses, but as long as you're not using it in Guild War context, it should be fine. It doesn't actually matter if you lose PvP. It just matters how quickly you win in PvP. Can you please answer your question? Sorry, Anthony. Your wife is bugging you to do the dishes. Oh, sorry, Anthony. What was your question? You don't have Skeleton Key. Can you show you what he does, please? What do you mean? Can you show me what he does, please? I don't know what you mean. We are using Skeleton Key right now. And if you don't have Skeleton Key, you just get 250 wins on Thief. But I don't know what you're asking with that. You don't have Skeleton Key. Can you show me what he does? But yes, this is just what it does. If you want to see the actual menu. Oh, sorry. Did you actually want to see it? My bad. You kind of just assumed. But it is specifically what it does. It has a... actually, let's go on the page for it. Edit team, this. But it specifically deals a small amount of damage to the first and last enemy. But what makes it good is it's boosted by gold at a 2-to-1 boost ratio. So if you have 100 gold, that's 50 damage. If you have 200 gold, that's an extra 100 damage. And that means we're doing 129 damage per cast. And if it gets a kill, it automatically gets an extra turn, assuming you're not frozen on your hero. And other than that, it has these benefits. It ends up gaining a little bit of mix of everything. Everything except HP. It gets 5 attack, 4 armor, 1 magic. And then it gets these things. It gets gain 2 to a random skill, 10% chance for a treasure map, reduces the first enemy's attack by 2, deals 5 damage to the last enemy. Of all these things, that one's probably the most relevant because this can break barrier, which is somewhat useful. And also somewhat relevant, though not as much, is the gain 10 gold. But yeah, this also ends up farming resources since it does keep giving maps and stuff too. Obviously, we don't currently need those, but it was confirmed that they are planning on doing a map and arena buff sometime in the future. It could be a few months, could be a whole nother year until they get around to it. But they did 100% confirm there's a map buff. So yeah, might as well farm up more maps. I don't know how many we'll need when they finally do that. But if treasure hunts become like this really gigantic thing that we need to go grind again, it would be a good idea to already have a large amount. And we have 6,201. I'd probably want to have 10,000 by the time it actually gets released, the buff or whatever they're doing. It might be a really underwhelming buff, but I'm hoping it's one that's actually relevant enough that it makes maps worth it again. But yeah, it does 129 damage plus 5 is basically how much my Skeleton Key is doing. The plus 5 does trigger after the extra turn, though. So, unfortunately, it doesn't get added onto it. Is there a passive way to level hero classes? There used to be. Back in the day, you didn't need to use your hero. You didn't need to use the class within your team to still get hero XP for it. These days, it does require you to use them together. So do keep that in mind. But the quickest way to grind it is to go to any explorer, wherever you want to go get trait stones. I forget where I currently need trait stones, so let's just do Zolkiri. Actually, I know where I need. We need brown-red. I mean brown-purple, my bad. But let's go over here. And the easiest way to go do this is go use a quick explorer team that has a really solid AoE. Oops, let's go get the hero back on that. And the easiest team to do that with is Sunbird, Forest Guardian, or Rowan. If you don't have Forest Guardian, or if you don't have enough damage on your Sunbird, replace that with Rowan, either or. Firebomb, and then hero using anything. And in this case, I guess Black Manacle? No, is there a brown-blue weapon that hits everything? I don't think so. So we'll just use, I guess, Bronze Lock Pistol. Get our little pistol in there, and that's basically it. Okay, so apparently we got new mail. But I used to use something like this. The core of the team is the first 3. And again, if you don't have Forest Guardian, you replace it with Rowan. And basically, we just throw down Firebomb, get full mana for Sunbird. Ideally, get full mana for Sunbird. And then you cast Sunbird. And you just keep doing that on Explore over and over again until you have all the trait stones you need, and you just keep gaining hero class XP. It gives about 1 EXP every 15 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds, give or take a few seconds in either direction. That's pretty much as simple as that. And this late in the game, we do have enough stats to one-shot Explore most of the time. With lower stats, that's the whole reason why you need a Rowan there instead. It'll be slightly slower, but you'll have 2 casts to use instead of 1. And now we use the mana, and then we just do it right back into another Sunbird. Yeah, that's basically it. Just keep doing that over and over again until you have your hero maxed or as high as you want it. That's the only way to really do it very quickly. It's not technically passive. There's no actual way to passively get it up. The only way you could technically get it up passively, though, would be a bit of a waste of resources. Hey, the new legends here. But the easiest way to do it passively would be to earn gems in a passive way, and then use those gems when the class event eventually comes up to just buy them immediately. That's not really a good way to use your resources, but it'd be about the only way to passively get up a hero class. would be passively accumulate gems and throw them at a hero class. But otherwise, this is the most efficient method to accumulate hero XP. If the only thing you care about is specifically HP. So you're getting trait stones and other stuff too while you're doing it, though. It's not like it's just HP, it's just the main reward that you're getting. Oh, I forgot. I need to not have that 50% bandit thing on. If you do have that 50% bandit thing on, you might want to disable it because when you're doing grinding like that. Because if you don't get a kill with the Sunbird, the 50% chance to summon a bandit procs before the Sunbird re-revives itself. So if you only have one remaining slot left on your team, the bandit will replace your Sunbird. Oh, someone got a Dragon Soul. Oh, speaking about that, I'll be going over that in the video. But Dragon Soul's in the Soul Forge. If you didn't pick it up last week, which I hope most people did that needed it, but if you happen to not have, it's actually in Soul Forge right now. So yeah, pretty much everyone who's been in the game should have a Dragon Soul between last week and this week. Definitely don't leave it without having a Dragon Soul. It's a really, really insanely powerful trip to have. But anyways, guys, that'll wrap it up for this stream. I'll be back soon for the event video for the week. We'll be going over that later tonight. And other than that, we'll be back for the tomorrow stream, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1.5 hours prior to now tomorrow. And I will be streaming on Thanksgiving, so we'll still be around and doing that, messing around with stuff. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving later this week. Anyways, I'll see you all later, and goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.